carries on their side because Corki, short range compared to other hyper carries in the other stages of the game. But for OMG, just mind your business, farming a wave on the top side of the map, or if you're just trying to get a wave crashed in as mid lane and then suddenly, boom, arrow hits you in the face, stun for 2 seconds, and then sets up a nice Talia combo. Leave might be in trouble. Forced to flash away. Starry's just going to flash after him, but great Cosmic Binding for Perugia. Still not enough. Perugia might be able to at least get a trade kill, but it's still first blood in the pockets of OMG's AD carry.
And that is the Ashe Seraphine that we are looking for. The combat pressure coming out of this 2v2. That is a really big pickup. Xiaohao in the area. Moham is overextended.
Moham has flash available. Would have to... Oh, but the setup with the Cosmic Binding guarantees the EQ flag and drag knockup. And Moham knows he ain't going anywhere. It's the second kill picked up for EDG.
It looks like such a good play for OMG at the start there with Starry picking up first blood, and it still is very, very good. Starry in a spot where he's going to be able to really pressure out this lane phase and push this Corki down, kind of force the Bard to be a little bit less mobile on the map, but a kill for Jarvan accelerates that champion quite a bit, even if it delays his jungle rotation just a tad. We're going to see a potential contest here over Scuttle.
Both junglers, level 4. Flag and drag right onto the Vi to begin it. And he interrupts. Oh, great use of the flash to stop the Vault Breaker from Rio getting over the wall. He flashes over to Moham, gets the shield thanks to the W. But another flag and drag keeps him in range to knock his lights out. And now Leave is getting ready to join the fray. There is still a flash available on Moham, so he can walk out safely. But EDG, they're the ones with the early beatdown so far, as Leave is just going to vouch for it because they've got a magical journey and a flag and drag on a flashless Ashe. That means that Ashe has been taken down. Funds available for any incoming roots off of the Seraphine. Does not need it. And Xiaohao is just going to get first bite on this dragon. And Rio, without a flash, cannot go over the wall and contest. It would be a one-way trip.
Yeah, he is not going to be taking that trade deal. He'll be happy to give up this first dragon after everything that's happened on the bottom side of the map. Ari as well, shading over towards this dragon, just makes it completely free, and level 6 is acquired for this Jarvan. Could be looking for a play.
Magical journey into the Cataclysm. That forces the flash out of the Seraphine, but Starry could still be in trouble. Just not enough damage so far for Perugia and Leave early on to go for that one shot. It's a nice Cosmic Binding snipe, just continuing to chunk out this Ashe.
Just continues to get worse, though, for the Ashe. Level 4 now. About to hit level 5, but Xiaohao is still in the area. He's blown the ultimate. Might not need it for this gank under tower if they want to go for it. Health bars are pretty low. This would be a decently risky gank, but I'm trying to bait him out.
I mean, even Angel is ready for the play. Haichao preemptively roamed over to protect his bot lane, but now the Spirit Rush from Angel forces him off. Weaver's Wall at the ready. Can he try and look for it? Oh, wait a minute. Ashe already died to Perugia. Haichao is looming around the shadows, but knows that he cannot save Moham from certain death. Disadvantage. It probably will just still be a locket to negate a lot of the burst coming in. Rio immediately pulls the cease and desist, and Haichao is waiting with the Weaver's Wall. And poor Xiaohao is like, my bad, guys. I did not realize they were going to send the whole Avengers there. And Xiaohao's just waiting. Wait a minute. If everyone leaves...
backing.
They're basing. They have no idea. It's all once Moham connects the recall. Xiaohao feels confident enough to just look for Starry off the play. Encore stops him for now. Two-man Cosmic Binding from Perugia, and he gets his 4th kill of the game. Moham might be next on the platter. Rio cannot stop this Jarvan from wrecking mayhem in the bot lane.
The hidden Jarvan.
And coming in. First item on this board. Tempered Fate. Immediate flash by Haichao, but he's going to continue the chase. He has a wall angle, potentially. Cosmic Binding does not connect the stun, but Angel and Xiaohao are here to follow up on a flashless Talia. And without any mid lane...
To play around these objectives, Rio is going to queue into the pit. He's stuck here. If they did want to look for a play, bot lane is pushed up, and so they do have some protection, but... Haichao's the target.
Oh boy. Encore as a response saves Haichao's life for now. Angel doesn't quite have the Spirit Rush. Oh boy, Xiaohao sent it. And this should guarantee at least one dragon over to OMG in the early game, but Angel and Perugia gonna see if they can at least play interference, forcing the flash out of Harry's Rumble. Leave occupying 2 members of
to play these front-to-back 5v5s. Harry picking up a kill there, you know, is going to matter for some of these late game fights that end up coming around if they can manage to get there. So See what Perukia wants to do. He's walking into a couple people.
Oh, Perukia, and can't get the magical journey in time. The season desist goes through, and it's enough damage for Starry to pick up a
for EDG here in Perukia. Not as bad of a game state for OMG as maybe you would have thought just a couple of minutes ago.
Potential 4-man adventure squad. They're looking for Harry's Rumble. They know that he doesn't have flash thanks to Angel popping it earlier. And it's just too easy for EDG to get.
OMG want to try and counter that elsewhere on the map. For now, it's just going to be a tower falling. EDG getting even more gold into the pocket of their Ahri. Very important for the late game as well. If that Ahri lands one charm onto this immediate fights, but there is a use for the Ashe if you can find those big arrows and potentially get gold into the pockets of things like Rumble in the late game.
All right, sorry. Temper Fate right onto Ashe. Cosmic Bind doesn't necessarily connect the stun, and he's firing back with the arrows, slowing him down, giving Moham the ability to look for an encore right on top of Angel. Forced to use the Spirit Rush just to get out of harm's way, but Rio almost sends it. Hai Chao looking for the raw seismic shove, does not find it onto Angel, but he is forced to recall. TP is coming in from ZDZ to try and protect this tower from falling, but the Rift Herald already gets the work done. And OMG have successfully opened up the center part of the map.
That's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this Ashe in terms of being useful. Gonna look to take this dragon as quickly as possible.
Hawkshot will reveal the dragon has been started. So is Angel trying to help look for a pick. Going through the dragon pit. Xiaohao secures it. ZDZ is the first one knocked up, forced to flash away. Cease and desist takes him into the middle of L5, forcing Rio to flash back into his own team. And they're just pelting away with arrows. Xiaohao into the Cataclysm, locks down Harry into the pit, but ZDZ is the first one to fall. Rest of EDG now contemplating whether they want to continue the fight or not. Charm goes wide, and the rest of OMG. Fourth dragon of the game. Angel trying to take care of this wave on the top side. Is there a play here in this barren river?
We gotta watch for the Tempered Fate. Could be huge here.
Good sidestep by Starry. Call of the Forge God is going to slow him down. Remember, there is no flash on this Ashe. The arrow stalls the engage for now. No damage for the time being. Xiaohao sends it. Finally, they clip the Ashe, but Xiaohao goes down as the cost. ZDZ now trying to run away from the rest of OMG's death squad as a 4-man band trying to take this GOAT out of the game. And EDG lose out on both of their main frontline members as well as leaves Corki.
It is so scary to try and engage into this OMG team, and the lack of decisive decision-making coming in from EDG is going to cost them. Baron has been started from OMG, and they do not have their jungler alive. EDG are just going to be in a spot where they have to hope and pray they can stall this long enough. I don't know if Angel and Perukia have what it takes right here.
Baron does shred a lot of armor and MR, but between Angel and Perukia, I don't think it's gonna be enough to look for a punish. Orb of Deception over the wall. No smite steal available, and no gimmicks will be had as Rio sends it on to Perukia. The magical journey takes them over the wall. He's a little too tanky to take down right away, flashing away from the equalizer. Xiaohao's there, but a seismic shove flick from Hai Chao clips the support of EDG.
Harry continuing to try and push out the mid lane here. The bot side just ends up pushing forward down onto this tower. It's going to be that dropping of the tier 2 on the bot side with that Baron buff. The split push going on effectively here. The 4-1 working out for a comp that is very much built to be aggressive in this kind of way. 4K gold lead. Importantly, though, look at where that gold lead is. Yes, we talked about the 2.5K on Ashe. We've really, talked about Starry consistently throughout a lot of this game, but Harry is online. 1,500, 4 kills on this Rumble.
Weaver's Wall.
Weaver's Wall
not
dropped
clip
into the
leave
mid lane.
on the other side. This time, the Corki makes it out alive. So 3 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. Xiaohao onto Hai Chao in the backline. Call of the Forge God is going to follow up onto the backline as well, but Starry is hitting arrows after another. Not as much damage onto the front line. Flashing away from the equalizer. Everyone from OMG is going forward. Encore clips onto 2. ZDZ and Perukia caught in the ultimate. Xiaohao, one more flag of dragon to the backline. Looking to turn around with Angel as he gets one more Spirit Rush reset off of the dead Seraphine and Talia. Seraphine is still alive, but EDG are not ready to throw in the towel just yet.
The one thing that can't happen for OMG happened. They got their AD carry clipped at the start of the fight. Unfortunately, it's just not enough damage coming out from OMG to be able to make that work. EDG are much more decisive in the way that they engage there, and they shut off a Baron push that could have been the end of the game. They still have some work to do.
The fact that ZZ lasted so long provided enough space and enough time for EDG to get second rotation of cooldowns and re-engage in these fights now that major buttons were expended by OMG. Xiaohao goes in, doesn't get the flag and drag, but locks them down with the Cataclysm. Flash is forced out of Harry. Xiaohao goes golden.
Angel.
And they're going to look for the play. Angel flanking for the left side. Rio forced to flash away. Angel's run out of Spirit Rush charges, but he gets one more reset, looking for Moham next. Charm not quite available. Rest of OMG trying to group up as well as the Dragon. Can OMG even sneak a Dragon while EDG potentially look to shift over to the Baron? Oh, Rio! Oh. Immediate pulls the trigger onto Angel! No more Ari. The Encore will clip up to 2 members. EDG is caught in the crossfire right on top of the Equalizer. A massive sequence for OMG! And that's a free Baron if I've ever seen one.
What a play from OMG. They see the angle onto Angel, who's just way too far forward, and Rio, the rookie, pulls the trigger. He has turned around OMG's fate in this split, and he does so once again in this game. That is Baron going over. Yes, it is soul point exchanged for EDG, but it is a consolation prize at best for the game state that
EDG at least able to hold off one wave longer. OMG gonna ride in the next one. Perukia angling for a tempered fate. Just waiting for his time. EDG are just going to concede the inhibitor tower. Let the inhibitor on the top side drop as well. Baron buff will expire, and trying to see if he can link up with Xiaohao once he pulls the trigger on that Cataclysm on a flashless Ashe. Starry staying far back forward. Perukia caught by the Ashe Arrow! An immediate deletion from the game! And OMG are pushing into the base. Xiaohao deep behind enemy lines, looking for a flank. That could never happen now that their support is gone. EDG. Xiaohao's gonna send it anyway. This is a Hail Mary attempt if I've ever seen one. He has to look for Starry. That's the only person that does not have a flash. Weave in the middle of multiple people. GA already expended. Angel's forced to Spirit Rush away as Rio comes back from the grave, ready to throw these hands and force Leave to flash backwards. OMG still standing strong as 5, pushing through the Nexus towers, but they cannot take the waves first.
Yeah, that's the hard part here. You want to talk about, oh, OMG, you know, they don't really have a comp that can, you know, play front to back. They don't have a ton of engage. It doesn't matter. You've got side lane control for days here. You're never really going
through mid-river. 6,000 HP. It's not burning down fast enough. Rio gets into the pit. Cease and desist. Rio! The rookie jungler for OMG comes up huge, seals the Baron, and denies what could have been an EDG comeback in this game. CDZ gets dropped as well. OMG have to thank their lucky stars in Rio for tonight's series.
Rio, the OMG Academy player to come up and save the season for OMG, continues to pressure out everyone. He is proving that he is not just an upgrade, he is a franchise-defining player as OMG march on to the end here.
Xiaohao with the Cataclysm, Hail Mary attempt gets locked down. Stasis onto a couple members here, and it's just not enough. The Hail Mary falls flat, and OMG are pushing EDG backs against the wall as we're getting ready for match point in favor of not EDG, but it's OMG 2-0 in the series. 1 game win